In a small Nigerian town, two brothers shared the same blood, but one of them shared something else: jealousy. What happens when a man poisons his own brother for property? What happens when wickedness meets prayer? Today's story will shock you, teach you, and remind you that evil never has the final word. Sit back, relax, and listen carefully. Welcome to Olu Beauty African Folktales channel. Here we tell you the way it is. Have you subscribed? If not, oh yeah, run kitty kitty, run kata kata. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Share it with your family and friends, and touch that bell button so that you'll be notified each time we put out new video. Oh yeah, grab your popcorn, sit JJ, and enjoy yourself. Oh yeah, let's go there. In a peaceful town called Umuorie, located in Anambra State, there lived two brothers from the famous Okafor family. Their father, Pa Ezekiel Okafor, was a man of honor. Before his death, he gathered his sons and said, "No matter what happens in life, protect each other. Blood is thicker than anything," he told them. But words do not stop a wicked heart. The first son was Chief Nnamdi Okafor. The second son was Obinna Okafor. Chief Nnamdi was calm, patient, and God-fearing. Obinna was hot-tempered, jealous, and hungry for power. Chief Nnamdi married Ngozi, a hard-working woman from Olu. God blessed them with 5 children: Chukwudi, strong and intelligent; Emeka, calm and prayerful; Uche, sharp-minded and hardworking; Amarachi, beautiful and respectful; Chiamaka, gentle and very brilliant. Their home was full of laughter, prayers and love. Obinna married Maureen, a proud and arrogant woman from Onitsha. They had 3 children: Kelechi, Tochukwu, and Adaugo. Maureen loved showing off, but her home had no peace. Obinna beat her often. The children were stubborn and disrespectful. While Chief Nnamdi's children were known for good behavior and intelligence, Obinna's children were known for trouble. This made Obinna's jealousy grow deeper. Everywhere in Umuorie, people praised Chief Nnamdi's children. They said, "That Chukwudi will go far. Have you seen Amarachi? So well trained. Emeka speaks like an elder," they said. But people whispered about Obinna's children and said, "Those ones lack home training. Their father is too wicked." Obinna's heart burned like fire. Why must his children shine more than mine? Am I not the same blood? The question became poison in his soul. Out of jealousy and envy, one night, Obinna followed a bush path to meet Baba Gidigidi, a feared native doctor near Ago Forest. The old man asked him and said, "What do you want?" Obinna replied, "I want my brother's star to go down." The old man warned him and said, "Blood sacrifice comes with consequences. Are you sure you are ready to carry the consequences?" But Obinna did not care. He answered and said, "Anything that comes out of it, I am ready to carry it." So after their discussion, Baba Gidigidi gave him some charms. The next day, Obinna visited his brother with palm wine and laughter. They ate together, they joked, but death was sitting quietly between them. That night, Chief Nnamdi collapsed. By morning, he was dead. Ngozi fainted. The children cried. Obinna pretended to cry the loudest. Maureen cried too, not for the dead man, but for the opportunity ahead. After burial, Obinna changed. He said, "Ngozi, you are just a woman. You cannot manage property, and your children are still tender." So because of that, he took lands, he seized shops, he locked accounts. Ngozi and her 5 children were pushed into a leaking boys' quarter. The children suffered, but they did not break. Chukwudi hugged sachet water and still came first in class. Emeka served as an altar boy in the church, helped her mother, and prayed every night. Uche learned phone repairs from a roadside man. Amarachi sold akara after school. Chiamaka read with candlelight. People began to whisper again and said, "These children are different. Suffering did not kill their destiny." While Ngozi's children were growing in wisdom, Obinna's children were falling. Kelechi was expelled from school. Tochukwu joined bad boys. Adego, his only daughter, became rude and uncontrollable. Maureen shouted at him and said, "Look at your brother's children. Even in suffering, they are shining." Obinna slapped her hard for saying that. But inside, fear entered his heart for the first time. Obinna Okafor was not satisfied with taking land and houses. Greed has no limit. Even after pushing Ngozi and her 5 children into the boys' quarters, peace did not come to him. Instead, fear followed him like a shadow. Each time Obinna slept, he saw his late brother, Chief Nnamdi, standing at the door. Nnamdi never spoke, he only stared. Then Obinna would wake up in fear, sweating. So he went back to Baba Gidigidi. That night, Baba Gidigidi warned him again and said, "Leave the children alone. Their star is strong." Oh." But Obinna shouted and said, "I must finish what I started. I don't care if their star is strong or not." The old man prepared dark charms and gave it to him. One charm was tied for the girls, another was prepared for the boys. He told Obinna and said, "Bury this under your brother's old bedroom and sprinkle this powder where the children will walk on. No mistakes. Did you hear me?" He nodded and said, "Okay." When Obinna returned home, he did exactly as he was instructed. From that time, strange things began to happen. Amarachi and Chiamaka grew into beautiful young women. Suitors started coming from everywhere: Oka, Nnewi, Asaba, Enugu. But every time marriage was close, something went wrong. One man fell sick, another suddenly traveled and never returned. Engagements broke without reason. People whispered and said, "Why are these girls not settling? Such good girls." Ngozi cried to God at night. The boys also changed in a strange way. When elders talked about their late father's land, Chukwudi, Emeka, and Uche felt confused. They could not remember boundaries. They could not recall documents. It was as if their memory was blocked. Obinna laughed secretly and said, "Even if they grow, they will never fight me. I know what I have done. I'm in charge here." Some elders of Umuorie noticed the injustice. They called Obinna and Ngozi to the village square. One elder, Mazi Ogbuefi, spoke and said, "This matter is smelling. These children are suffering too much. We need to come together and see how we will help them to solve this matter." But Obinna had prepared. That night, he visited some elders quietly. Envelopes exchanged hands. Goats and cartons of beer followed. By the next morning, the elders changed their tune and said, "Let peace reign. Family matters should not scatter the village," they said. And this case died quietly because bribe has been taken. And Obinna was very happy because in his mind he has won. But something strange was happening in his own house. The more Obinna oppressed his brother's children, the more useless his own children became. Kelechi, his first son, became a drunkard, roaming around motor parks. Tuochukwu, his second son, joined court boys and was chased from town. Adego got pregnant and the man denied her. Maureen, his wife, cried every night and said, "What kind of children are these?" Ah! But Obinna only shouted at her and said, "Shut up, woman." Meanwhile, Ngozi's children kept rising. Chukwudi gained admission through scholarship. Emeka became known for prayer and discipline. Uche's phone repair business expanded. Amarachi started teaching small children. Chiamaka won an essay competition in the States. People began to say, these children, their father's spirit is really fighting for them. Oh. This made Obinna mad. Driven by rage, Obinna returned to Baba Gidigidi again, but this time the old man refused and warned him and said, "You have gone too far. The blood is crying louder now." Obinna threatened him, but in all this, the man refused to give him anything. Among Ngozi's 5 children, there was one who cried more than the others. It was Amarachi. She was beautiful, respectful, and prayerful, yet marriage refused to come. Each time she knelt to pray, her heart felt heavy. One night, she told her mother and said, "Mama, something is wrong somewhere. Oh. This suffering is not ordinary. I can feel it inside. It's not ordinary at all, Mama." Ngozi wept and said, "My daughter, I know only God can fight this battle for us." Meanwhile, Amarachi had a close friend in Oka called Blessing. Blessing attended a small but powerful church called Grace Assembly Ministry. Their pastor was Pastor Ejike Odinaka, a man known for deep prayer and deliverance. One day, Amarachi opened her heart and told Blessing everything. On hearing all those stories, Blessing felt for her and held her hands and said, "This is spiritual, my dear. You need prayers, serious prayers, and also family cleansing." So, with that, she promised her to introduce her to her pastor. After their discussion, quietly, one day, without telling anyone in the compound and unknown to Obinna, Blessing brought Pastor Ejike to Umuorie. They chose a night when Obinna was away. They prayed in the boys' quarters with candles light. Ngozi, the 5 children, and Pastor Ejike knelt down in prayer. The pastor prayed and said, "Any power that swallowed this family's glory, vomit it by fire, vomit it by fire." And he ordered them to be shouting, "Vomit it by fire, vomit it by fire." Suddenly, Amarachi screamed. She fell down and cried loudly and said, "I see chains, I see chains, chains on my waist, chains on my hands." The pastor prayed harder. Just then, Obinna returned earlier than expected. He heard loud prayers. Angry, he stormed towards the boys' quarters and shouted and said, "What nonsense is this?" The moment he stepped inside, he froze. His legs began to shake. His mouth opened, but words came out on their own. With a strange voice, Obinna shouted and said, "I killed him! I killed him! Yes, I killed him! I poisoned my brother! Yes, I poisoned my brother!" Everyone screamed. Pastor Ejike stood firm. The spirit took over Obinna again, and he said, "I buried charms in his room. I buried charms. I tied the girls' wombs. I blocked the boys' memory. I bribed the elders. Hey, yes, I'm the one that did it. I did it. Yes, I did it." Ngozi fainted. The children cried. Obinna fell on the floor, rolling, and he was shouting and said, forgive me, fire, oh, fire is burning me, fire, oh, fire, pastor, fire, oh, forgive me." The pastor prayed one final prayer and said, "Every evil covenant is broken." Suddenly, peace filled the room. That night, Amarachi felt light for the first time. Chiamaka slept without fear. The boys remembered their father's land clearly. Ngozi wept tears of relief. The family was set free. But after that night, Obinna was no longer the same. He fell sick. Doctors could not understand it. His body grew thin. Morin, his wife, abandoned him. His children scattered. For months, he lay on the same bed, shouting in pain. Sometimes he cried. Nandi, forgive me, he said. One early morning during Harmattan, Obinna Okafor died. Quietly, no tears, no honor. Umuorie was silent. After the death of Obinna Okafor, the compound in Umuorie became quiet, very, very quiet. The boys' quarters that once held pain and tears slowly began to breathe again. Ngozi gathered her children and said, Hmm, your father is finally at peace now, and God has wiped our tears. So, not long after Obina's death, things began to change rapidly. Amarachi was the first. A God-fearing man from Asaba named Ifani came with his people. This time, nothing went wrong. The wedding was colorful. Ngozi danced until her wrapper loosened. Soon after, Chiamaka also got married to Chidi, a gentle businessman in Lagos. Both daughters entered their marriages with peace, love, and honor. People said, chains have truly been broken. Oh. The boys did not remain behind. Chukwudi expanded his business and opened shops in Onitsha and Aba. Emeka combined prayer with work and became a respected consultant. Uche turned his phone repairs into a registered tech business. They remembered their father's land clearly now. They developed it together and they agreed and said, "We will never fight over property." Obinna's own family did not recover. Kelechi disappeared into the streets. Tochukwu ran away from town. Adego left with her child and never returned. Maureen went back to her father's house in shame. The house Obinna fought for became empty. One day, Chukwudi, the first son of Chief Nnamdi, felt pity. He said to his siblings, "After all, they are our cousins. Let me help them, please." But Ngozi, his mother, stopped him. She held his hand and said gently, "My son, be careful. When your father was poisoned, when we were beaten, when you hawked under the sun, they did nothing. They even mocked us," he told her. So an elder who overheard what they were saying now added and said, "Mercy is good, but wisdom is better. Be careful, Chukwudi." Chukwudi nodded and left it in God's hands. Years passed. Laughter returned fully. Children ran freely again. The Okafor name was restored. Ngozi lived to see her grandchildren. Each evening, she sat outside and said, "God is not asleep at all. Thank you, Father, for fighting our battles for us." And so the daughters lived happily in their marriages. The sons prospered in their businesses. Peace settled permanently in the family. The wicked man's house remained scattered. And in Umuorie, whenever elders warned young men, they said, "Remember Obinna Okafor and choose a clean heart." Thank you for watching. This is where our story ends. But before we conclude it, let's look into our moral lessons. Wickedness never goes unpunished. Jealousy destroys families and destinies. Prayer exposes hidden evil. God fights for the innocent. What you do to others will return to you. Suffering cannot kill a good destiny. Not everyone who smiles with you loves you. In conclusion, this story from Umuorie teaches us something powerful. Wickedness may succeed for a while, but it never lasts forever. Blood cries louder than lies, and when God rises to fight, no evil can stand. Thank you once again for watching. This is where our story ends. Please, if this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with someone, and subscribe for more inspiring African stories. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next story. And please leave your comments in the comment section. Tell us which part of this story touched you the most. Remember, evil never wins. God bless you all for watching. Love you. Bye bye. Mwah.